Welcome to Click for Biology. We're going to be looking at how the leaf is adapted for photosynthesis, which is to say, how is the leaf structure specialized to allow photosynthesis to occur efficiently. If you would like a copy of this presentation, then there's a PDF version linked into the description. You can download that and add your own notes. So let's take a look at these leaf adaptations for photosynthesis. Now, typically, of course, leaves have a large surface area. This part of the leaf is known as the leaf blade, and this is our first adaptation. There's a large surface area, and the purpose of that is to absorb as much light as possible. So if we just recall that the equation for photosynthesis is carbon dioxide plus water to give us glucose C6H12O6, and it's going to give off oxygen. And if we want to balance, we need to put sixes in front of these numbers here. Okay, so that's the balanced chemical equation, and not forgetting that we have to have light and chlorophyll. And so we can see the significance of the large blade for the absorption of light. Number one, adaptation. The leaf blade has a large surface area to absorb light. Number two is that leaves typically are very thin. And the influence of this is our second influence, is to create short diffusion distances for many of these substances required for photosynthesis. So with a short diffusion distance, we have rapid diffusions. Thin leaves give us fast diffusion. Now, to illustrate this in more detail, I've drawn a cross-section through the leaf, A to B, and showing here what is effectively a tissue diagram. Now, if we look for the adaptations, the upper part of the leaf, these flattened cells at the top, that's the upper epidermis. And there's a similar flat cells on the lower surface, that's the lower epidermis. Then everything else between those two layers is called the mesophyll tissue, which means middle leaf. So the epidermis, epi meaning outer, two epidermis, upper and lower, and between them, sandwiched there, is the mesophyll. And then when we look closely at that, we discover that there are two types of tissue present. In the upper section of the leaf is the so-called Palisade layer. Now notice that the Palisade layer is very close to the upper surface in which light is being absorbed. And the Palisade layer contains Palisade cells, which typically are column-shaped like so. And they tend to have many chloroplasts concentrated in those cells. And those chloroplasts, of course, contain chlorophyll. So let's look at how that's an adaptation. Because the leaf is thin, and because the Palisade is at the upper limits of the leaf, light is quickly absorbed by the Palisade mesophyll tissue, quickly absorbed by the chloroplasts and the chlorophyll. So it's close to the incoming light. So that's our third feature. And then our fourth feature is to do with what's called the spongy mesophyll tissue. And of course, calling it spongy, the descriptive term spongy, indicates that there are spaces. And through these spaces, this allows the diffusion of gases. And the gases which are diffusing are carbon dioxide and water vapor, and oxygen. So that's our fourth feature, is that the thinness of the spongy mesophyll and the spaces it creates allows for the rapid diffusion of these three gases. And our fifth feature and final feature is that in the lower epidermis, there are specialized cells called guard cells, and these form pores called stomatal pores. We have one just here. And these stomatal pores allow carbon dioxide to enter the leaf, and they allow oxygen to leave the leaf. And so this is part of the gas exchange system, but nevertheless is an important influence, our fifth influence, over leaf specializations for photosynthesis. So the 5 factors of a leaf which are specialized to make photosynthesis occur efficiently. Three-minute questions. Some quick questions for you to attempt. Should take you about 3 minutes. Pause the video and answer the questions, and then check out your answers in the description, which is down below the video. And here's a chance to subscribe to the channel, a link to the playlist here, and a recommended next video for you to watch in your study of photosynthesis.